Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Mick with the brand McClendon. Just checking in. Hey, super excited because we are right now on the verge of launching our highest and best version of You University. Hashtag HABVU. And so the whole key with HABVU is how do we find a way to invest in you and take you from where you are currently? And you all know where you are as individuals, but how can we take you from where you are currently and put you in a better position to be performing at the highest and best version of yourself? That's why we exist at the brand McClendon, and that's the purpose of our rollout on HABVU. So be looking forward. We'll be rolling it out pretty soon. We're actually loading up the website right now, preparing a lot of the coursework. Now, one of our first courses that we'll be introducing, and I want to introduce this to you right now. You've probably seen a lot of our content coming out, a lot of it focusing around strengths, right? And for us, we believe that this is the time. This is the season for you to be focusing and honing in on your strengths. There's a lot of talk about, finding your weaknesses and making your weaknesses, better so that, you don't fall into holes, you don't miss opportunities. But what I'm telling you, all of the study shows that the best way from you to get from average to above average, it's not by focusing on your weaknesses, it's by focusing on the things that you are naturally gifted at, the things that you're naturally, strong at. The definition of a strength, if you think about it, there are three components of a strength. The first thing is that, one, there is a natural talent that you may possess, right? So it's just something that's innate. It's something that you were born with. I mean, when you came into this world, this was an ability that you had in you. People, they might, talk to you about it and say, geez, that just comes so easily for you. That is a talent. Now, so that's the first component. It's probably the most important component of a strength. Now, when you take talent and then you amplify it by adding knowledge, so knowledge is basically, you going out and doing your study, doing your research, becoming a master of your craft. So when you have a natural talent in something, and then you can add knowledge, and then the final component is skill, all right, that becomes a strength. All right, now it's important to know that there also can be talents that, if used not in a positive format, that can come back and hurt you, right? So talent is basically value neutral, right? But when you take, great talent, you combine it with knowledge and skill, and you put it to a positive use, that is what becomes a strength. So the focus of our HABVU University is how do we take the natural things that you know how to do, it's just innate. You're just born with it. How do we identify those things, right? Because a lot of us, I posed a question to, out on social here recently, can you identify 3 strengths right now? And a lot of people couldn't identify, their 3 strengths, right? So the first thing is, putting you in a position to where you can identify what your strengths are. What are the things that you do, that are innate? What are the things that when people call on you and they ask you for your help, what are those things, right? Those are the things that become, they're just natural to you. So this is what we don't want to do. So if you look at traditional, I guess, practices of improving performance or amplifying growth, a lot of it tends to be weakness based. It likes to focus on the things that you don't do well, the things that you typically score very low at, and then they try to find a way to improve that, right? So if we look at that visually, let's think about a scale that goes from -5, average being 0, to perfection or at the best is at 5, right? So most of the research and most of the practices that you see out there, this is not what we do at HABVU. This is not our philosophy. But most of the traditional philosophy, they try to focus on the things that you perform, that you're on the negative side of this line. You're below 0. See, but the challenge here is that the things that are your weaknesses, the things that you don't do naturally well, you don't do those things naturally well is because you're not talented in those areas, right? So most of the studies, most of the courses that they'll run you through, I know you probably work for a company that says, okay, let's identify your weaknesses and let's see how we can make you stronger. What they'll do is they'll find these areas that you're weak, and what they'll do is they'll increase your knowledge. So they'll send you to, workshops. You'll go sit for an hour in a workshop and, you'll listen to someone just drum on about, hey, you got to take better notes, or, you got to be a better listener, or, you need to be more patient. But if that's not your talent, if patient is not your talent, if taking notes is not your talent, it doesn't matter how much knowledge or skill you add in that area. I went to the University of Georgia, so I have some problems spelling. It doesn't matter how much knowledge or skill you add in these areas where you're performing behind 0. The best case scenario in these cases is that with knowledge and skill and no talent, you go from being below average to average, right? But that's not what we're about at HABVU, right? It's not about going. Your highest and best version of yourself is not achieved by going from -5 or below 0 to 0, right? Your highest and best version is by focusing on the areas where you are already killing it, the areas where you are already strong. And the reason why you're strong in these areas is, one, you have a natural talent in this area. It's something that you were born with. You do it naturally. People can't touch you. They say, geez, does it always come this easy? Or geez, is she always this awesome at this? And the answer is yes, because it is a natural talent of yours. So we can find these areas where you have your natural talents, and then we enhance those areas with knowledge and skill. Well, my friends, we have just achieved our highest and best version of ourselves. So look, that is what is coming. All right, we're working on the packet. You can be on the lookout for it. We'll probably do a pre-sale introducing the course. We're probably looking at a 7 to 10 part series where our entire goal is helping you identify the skills that are, or the strengths that are innate. Let's identify your natural talents. Let's add knowledge and skill and put them to positive use, and they'll become strengths. And then our next stage, we'll talk about how do we focus those strengths? How do we make it so that every day when you wake up, you get out of bed and you go to work, you're in an environment where you're actually able to utilize and deploy those strengths. All right, so hey, I appreciate you guys for taking the time. Be out on the lookout. This is our Discover Your Strength series. As always, it's your path, it's your purpose, it's your story. All right, your best is yet to come. Click on the link to join our mailing list. You can click on that link. All right. You also find us on social. We're on LinkedIn, we're on Facebook, on Instagram. Website is www.thebrandmcclennan.com, and the website is coming. Thanks for your time. Look forward to talking to you.